Now, I have a very specific reason for wanting to talk about this, so hear me out until the end of the video. I came across an article on BuzzFeed, and I've seen it other places, and the headline says, "Police say a teen killed her friend after a catfish promised her $9 million for their murder footage." I'm gonna link the link to the article below this video in the description so you can read it for yourself. So basically what happened was this girl met this guy online, and he lied about who he is, and he offered her millions of dollars if she would kill somebody and provide video evidence of the murder back to him. And so for some insane reason, she decided to do this, and she decided to do it to her best friend, and she gathered, I think, 4 other of her friends to do this to this friend of hers, supposed friend of hers, you know? And how they did it was they went on a hiking trip, and at some point in the hiking trip, they stopped and, you know, they basically bound the girl up and shot her in the head. It makes me emotional because, like, this stuff doesn't have to happen. And the reason why I wanted to come on and talk about it and make a video, share it with you guys, is because this is what happens when people don't know who they are. This is what happens. Like, people don't know who they are, and they don't have a core value system. They don't have those values to guide their decisions in their life. So then they get enticed by people who are plotting to do very bad things, and they get enticed by this money. But I know it comes down to not knowing who they are, not having strong ethics and morals and values that they lead their lives by, and not feeling fulfilled or satisfied to begin with. If you were a mentally healthy person, you would not choose to do that, you know? And the reason why I share all of this and my feelings is because it seems like that there needs to be a massive shift in the world when it comes to mindset. I read another article that said that the suicide rate among, I think it said young people, is rising. Like, I just heard the other day a family member of mine attempted that, and people suffer and struggle with it every day, and it all comes down to mental health and knowing yourself, developing that internal core value, and just having a strong direction in your life. And, like, why don't we have a strong direction in our lives? Think about it, you know? It comes down to when you were a child, what did you learn? It's parenting. It is public school education system that is completely and ultimately flawed. There are so many people in the world who don't know who they are. They don't have practical everyday coping skills and mechanisms on how to live and thrive in our society and culture in everyday life. You know, we have this society and this culture that is built up to promote mental illness in a sense of not knowing who you are and why, you know? Like, it does not have to be this way, and I think the more that we talk about it and spread awareness of it, the better chances are of people improving their mindsets, becoming aware of what they think, reflecting back on themselves and thinking, okay, what are my core values? What do I want my life to look like? So that when Joe Schmo comes along and says this crazy thing to you, you're not vulnerable and susceptible to the corruption that's within that person that spreads to the next. You know, like, if we are mentally strong, if we are healthy, mind, body, and spirit, then we will not succumb to those types of vices, those types of things that people try to get us to do, you know? And it's just a never-ending, repeating cycle if it doesn't get confronted, you know? And that's why I talk about it. That's why I'm passionate about it. That's why I am always giving tips and advice and encouraging people on how to live the best life, how to be mentally strong, how to be fulfilled and satisfied in life, you know? Because I believe that our culture and our society are not teaching those things, and you gotta start somewhere, right? You have to start somewhere, and so I use my voice. I use my voice to share and spread awareness to the message of being mentally strong, having mental toughness, taking control of yourself, and just really living and leading the most healthy lifestyle that you possibly can, whether it be through your mind and your thoughts, or your work, your job, or your relationships. I am not perfect whatsoever. I am not perfect. There are things that I am working on every single day of my life to better myself, to better my relationships, to better my everything, my whole entire life. So I am not perfect whatsoever, and I will humbly admit that. But I cannot sit here and see these tragedies happen over and over and over again and not say anything or not try to make an effort. So if you can relate with anything that I'm saying in this video and you agree with me, please do a couple of things. Give me a thumbs up and share this. Share this so that we can get the message out that we need to know who we are as individuals. We need to explore ourselves and be authentic. Don't just try to put yourself or allow yourself to be put into a cookie cutter mold of what the world wants you to be. Learn who you are. And that is not by looking around at everything else and everyone else. That's by looking inside of who you are. So figure out, who are you? Learn about yourself and learn how to accept yourself and love yourself for who you are, and be free to express your individuality no matter what anybody thinks, and then train yourself to become mentally healthy and mentally tough. There's so many resources out there on the internet right now, even resources that you don't have to pay for, that can train you on how to develop your mindset, so that you can live a healthy life. Give me a thumbs up, share this with a friend, share it on whatever social media that you have, and give me a comment below. What do you guys think about this? Why do you think that she chose to do this thing, what is the psychology behind it? I'm always interested in the psychology behind it, because if you can understand how a person's mind works, then you can stop it from repeating itself, So I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please subscribe to see videos coming in the future. I want you to get as much value as you possibly can, so I am always open to suggestions on what videos you want to see, what topics you want to hear, and I will catch you on the next one.